We've got Mega Man X3, any percent with Khanster. Going any second here. So any percent is a bit of a butt clench category in some sections, I would say. You're very low on health, and X3 is known for having some pretty tanky enemies and a lot of really tanky bosses that can do a lot of damage on contact and their projectiles and all that. But away we go. This hype intro music. Girl coming in and sabering the big old bee. What's nice, just like in X2, we start out with the dash boots. So this intro is just dashing and bustering through these purple dudes. We run into who we thought was our friend, but turns out to be a rebel maverick, Mac. It's here. And I guess that's the end of the game. Captures X. Oh, wait, what? It's 0! Oh, snap. First instance in the series where we get to play as 0, actually. Which I know for a lot of us who may have played this as a kid was pretty hype. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and free X here. Mac goes down with just one charge shot and a saber, and that's it. And really, that's just about all the 0 that we're gonna see in this run, outside of one spot later, and the second Doppler stage. Turns out 0 is actually not that great in the speedrun. Not only do you have to pause and switch over to him, which takes a lot of time, but he also can't go into mini boss rooms or boss rooms. And his dash speed's not any faster. He has the saber, which is nice, but that really doesn't help in any situations. So, him until later. This is Moa the Giant. He's down pretty easy. Alright, so the first Maverick we're going to be going to is Buffalo. And Buffalo is a pretty unique stage. It's the only stage with ice physics in it. So these little downward slopes, when you dash jump off of them, you still retain that really quick speed that you get from going down ice. But yeah, there's some other like little wacky aspects to the ice. You can do similarly in X1 slope jumps, but you can actually do them on flat ground by just turning back and then jumping. Monster making his way to the capsule. He falls down, but that's okay. You can get right back up over here. So yeah, that's what I was talking about a little bit with the wacky ice physics. It can be kind of interesting trying to climb up a section like that that you usually wouldn't, because then the ice just kind of messes with you a little bit. A boots upgrade in this category, mainly for a very big trick towards the end of the run. Time in other areas here and there throughout the 8 Mavericks. And shout outs to Buffalo's awesome AI. Here. So what happened there is Buffalo has a charge attack, and he does have some other attacks, but we hardly ever see him. At least we hope not to see him. And when he turns his head to face X, and if you're jumping at that same time, Buffalo registers that as if he's that you're behind him. So he will just continually ram his head into the wall as long as you jump at that time. Seahorse is a pretty climb-heavy stage. Just X3 in general has a lot of like vertical movement, just the way that the stages are designed. It looks like there was a donation, maybe? The stage, you could probably read that one out.
Yes, it was a donation indeed. It was from Stuff and Things, $21, and it said... I have to run over and check it. 1 second. $1,400, Hype. Thanks. What a great event. And thank you, Stuff and Things, and putting it to Leo, further increasing his gap.
Oh, man. Yes, thank you for that donation. So yeah, after this run, Khanster will be playing Turtles directly after. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. Of course. But yep, more climbing going on here. Looks like he's going to opt to grab this health real quick. I didn't mention it just now, but that mini-boss, iframes, and his weakness is ice, so we can take him down really easy with the ice. It's kind of a theme that we'll be seeing with some of the mini-bosses, is they're just no iframes really. It's just best to mash them down. Similarly here, Seahorse also has some weird iframe shenanigans going on. So when you hit him with an ice shot while he's in the air like that, when he drops down, there's a brief moment where his iframes reset, and that's where you saw Khanster mashing some more ice in there to drain his health like that. But up next, we've got cutscene between Dr. Doppler and his minions.
Do I have a quick time for a donation?
Yes, you do.
So we have a $50 donation to Deathwish, saying, "Great run, Khanster. Put this 20." So decreased the lead that Leo had very slightly. And back to you.
Next up is Rhino. Rhino's kind of a scary stage. This is the first stage that you would play in 100%. And there's a lot of enemies that do a lot of damage. These boulder enemies coming up. Obviously in any percent we have the same amount of health that we would, say, in the start of a 100% run, so it's still just as scary sometimes. And Khanster did inform me, as I just saw, that he will be picking up the sub-tank here in this stage. If you were to pick up any sub-tank along the way, that would be the fastest one to grab, absolutely. It's pretty much just right there along the way. And one of the main reasons you would want to get that sub-tank in any percent run is for the final fight of this game. If you take an accidental hit at any point in that fight, it can be a little bit interesting trying to still pull it off without getting killed there by good old Big Sigma. So we got bit right away. Ideally, we might not want bit in this stage just because of how scary this stage can be. Khanster took a little bit of damage in that fight, so he's going to opt to grab that health, which is definitely a good idea because coming up is another mini boss, the Hell Crusher, and he's got a charge shot ready for it. And this is kind of the same thing. He's going to try and get up there and stand on his platform and just smash him down. Doesn't really have a whole lot of health left, so yeah, just a couple more shots. Making his way through this last section here, trying not to get hit by anything. Doing a pretty nice job there. So, he's got plenty of health to survive the Rhino fight really easily. Nice too, since we've already fought in Seahorse, now we do have the acid shot, which is Rhino's weakness. We really aren't going to be seeing any moves from Rhino outside of just charging back and forth. He might skid a couple times, try to fake us out, but that's really all he's got at this point. There's a little weird quirk in this stage to where if you die after the bit and bite room, that it just unlocks all the other moves that Rhino has. I'm not really sure why that is, but just an interesting little thing about it. So let's see where we're going next. It's going to be Tiger. The real great soundtrack, of course. Somebody's going to have to remind me what this is. It's Guns N' Roses, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Some song. Whoever did the sound design for this was a big fan of Guns N' Roses or something like that, so they put this song in here. Here we got the Worm Seeker mini boss. His weakness is also the ice. It only takes 5 of them to take him down. So after this mini boss, looks like Khanster's gonna be switching to Drill. The nice thing about Drill, enables the hitbox of enemies right when you shoot it right in their face like that, just for a brief little time. It makes movement nice when there's enemy heavy sections like that one just there, where you can kind of just dash through them basically. Making his way to the end of the stage here. So kind of a heavy source for for RNG in this run. You can definitely get a bit of time loss from this guy, because towards the end of the fight, he has a desperation attack that he is invulnerable for. So hopefully we see very few of those charge attacks. Khanster told me that he will not be grabbing any of the hearts. But if he were to grab hearts, definitely Tiger would be one to get, as well as the Seahorse heart. So that's that's a rough pattern. Yeah, so those swipes, those Tiger swipes, do a ton of damage, and they can be a little hard to react to. They come quick, and a lot of times you want to like get a charge shot ready and shoot him while he's up on the wall. So you're really more thinking about that. Like, I need to prep myself for a charge shot, and you're not really thinking about, you know, a Tiger coming down and swiping you in the face. Looks like this time around, Khanster's getting a really favorable pattern here. Yeah, he's jumping over the wall, and then he comes immediately back down, which is really nice. So there's one charge. Looks like we're just going to see one charge. So yeah, it's a nice fight there. So next up is Catfish, or his Japanese name, Electro Namazuros. I didn't mention, but obviously we can skip the intro cutscene in X3, as opposed to X1 and X2, where we are forced to watch it. But if you're very curious about what the Japanese names for these bosses are, just wait for the credits after you beat the game, and then they'll cycle through them. You're taking a lot of hits there, and he's gonna switch over to his ice. This is virtually every enemy that's attached to a wall or a ceiling like that, or on the ground, obviously. They will always give you health drops when you kill them with ice, which is kind of nice. There's only like one or two exceptions to that. I think it's the spike, like the green spike throwing enemies in Tiger, and then one other one I can't remember. It's a pretty heavily. There's a lot of enemies here. That's what I'm trying to say. This is gonna be a kind of tricky spot to move through. So switch back over to the ice layer to get some more health. And also, I think he got a couple to help fill us up tank a bit. Catfish is also pretty heavy on the RNG. I would say more so than Tiger, honestly. This is probably the biggest one. He's gonna also go into like a desperation phase, which he is invulnerable for. But thankfully we do have the drill, which is his weakness, which knocks him out of that. But his iframes last for a pretty long time, as you can see, so it's best to try and get as much damage as you can before this phase starts. Pretty much the same for all the bosses, actually. Their intended weaknesses give them much longer iframes, so it's faster to either use their secondary weakness or use Buster. Lace Eye, Catfish, and Tiger. That was good, though. That was decent luck. So next up we got Crawfish. Bass lines out of any song in this game, I would say. And no bite. So I didn't explain earlier, but Bit and Bite, the two of Dr. Doppler's minions, will start appearing after the second Maverick is defeated, and they'll appear through the third to fifth stage. You'll see Bit, and then the 6th to 8th stage you'll see Bite, and they appear in those little mini boss rooms. And I believe it's a 50-50 chance whether or not they appear. So we're doing some nice ledge grabs there. Turns out that mysterious Maverick from earlier, turns out it was Vile all along. He is back. Taking some hits. Oh, Khanster. Looks like he was trying to readjust his position. So that he would, you know, have a good timing for those jumps, but when you get knocked back like that, it can be a little awkward trying to reposition yourself to get on that pattern again. And it's no surprise that Vile's a ton of damage, so we can try. Let's go. So then he's going to be switching to Ray Splasher after he's shooting 4. It looks like he shot 5, maybe just to be on the safe side. 5 Buster shots. And the reason we're doing this is the Ray Splasher is actually one of 2 weaknesses for Vile. And if you defeat Vile with his weakness, he's gone for good. He blows up and he doesn't appear for the rest of the game. And we want that to happen. If we don't do that, then Vile will appear later in Doppler 2, and there will be a mini-boss that doesn't appear that we want to appear. That is necessary for an item that we definitely really, really want in this category. So Vile's defeated. Now we've got the countdown. Is Khanster gonna make it? He's only got 50 seconds. Go, go, go. Naturally, they give you a lot more time than you actually need. So with 26 seconds remaining, he makes it. Up to this chicken, mash it down, breaks open this sub here. Ooh, the room with the... What did Justin tell me this was? It's like a blast valve or something? I don't know. Anyway, it tilts the stage. That's the final climb up here, up to Crawfish. So this fight's gonna look a little bit like Seahorse, but this one's even better because the iframe reset lasts for an entire 2 seconds. So you use his weakness, jump up, bait out his scissor attack there, and then you can just mash lemons. The hip check. I never thought about it like that, but that's what I'm going to call that move from now on. The hip check. Yeah, it does a ton of damage. Ton of damage. But thankfully Khanster was near full health and survive it. So this is the weapon that we get from Crawfish, the scissor blade here. And it's probably the best weapon in the game, honestly. Enemies head on like this. Strong weapon. For a gap jump there, got it. Slick, some slick movement. And we're coming up to an elevator, a very, very slow moving elevator. There was a couple others that we've seen so far, but in X3 we just ignore them basically. Doing this final climb here. Blasting the purple guys, making his way to Gravity Beat Bood. This is Beetle. Got some hops. He's got the jumps. All he's got, really. Yeah, that's a sleeper fight for sure. You thought Buffalo and fights. Check out this guy. On to our last Maverick. Last Hornet, or Explos Hornet in Japanese. Went up to another slow moving elevator. Khanster going for a low percent ledge grab here. Doesn't quite get a good one the first go around. See how he does in the second. Looks like he just opted for the up dash. Those are pretty tricky ledge grabs to get, I would say. So we got a mini boss here. It's weak to acid. It jumps around whenever we shoot at it. That's some other moves, but yeah, it's gone now. Going to the outside section, the rooftop section of the stage. This is littered with a lot of enemies and can cause a ton of lag. Looks like Khanster's opting to use Ray Splasher here, which is pretty interesting. Oh, I was just gonna say, where's Bite? But yep. So now we've got Bite. We've already fought Little Boy Bit. Bite is weak to the drill. Didn't mention earlier, but Bile with the weakness. These are the guys we don't want to kill with their weakness, and the reason for that is they explode, and it takes a really long time. So we finish them off with Buster, basically just to scare them away. We ended up killing both of them. That would be very bad, because there's a different boss in the first Doppler stage that would appear that is much worse than fighting the combined form Bit and Bite. Into the Hornet fight, his intended weakness is the gravity well, and like I had mentioned earlier, a lot of times we don't want to use their intended weakness. Actually, we'd rather use Buster or their secondary. So the secondary here is a spinning blade, which does 2 damage each, and it gives Hornet pretty short iframes, so it's definitely the better way to fight this guy. What is this pattern? What is Hornet doing? Confused. Okay, there's the tracker. That was so weird. He just kept doing his figure 8 over and over again.
No, my bottom's big.
Huh. Alright, 8 Mavericks down. Let's go. Get our little cutscene with Dr. Kane. Yeah, that was really odd. I've never seen that before. We're coming into the first Doppler stage. Switch directly over to the parasite bomb there. And again, switching to the spinning blade, we can take out these head gunners in one shot, which is really nice. They're pretty difficult enemies, honestly, and they do a lot of contact damage. Then there, makes it through, no problem. Oh, we got another mini boss here, Mini D-Rex. I don't remember what his official name is, but just call him Mini D-Rex. So what's happening here, for some of you that might not know, I think it's a little interesting, I guess. The whole point Zero is there is to like stop the ceiling from coming down, I guess. It lets you fight Mini D-Rex, but if you have Zero down before you get to this part, like you use him and he breaks down or whatever, instead of Zero, it's like this weird mechanism that's keeping the ceiling from falling. It's kind of weird. Anyway. Oh, here we got Bit and Bite. The ultimate god car machine. Oh, Inari, something. Oh, this is can be a little bit of a scary fight in any percent. All of his attacks do a ton of damage, obviously, and that grab attack right there. If Khanster would have gotten grabbed there, that's pretty much game over right there. He'd be done for. He could take one sword slash, but that grab attack is like a 3-part attack. It does a ton of damage. So we're coming into Doppler 2. This is the important one. So, but before we get to the elevator, we're going to be switching to 0 in just a minute. So this was the moment I was talking about earlier, where we do want to switch to 0 because there's an item that we would like to get, and the only way to get it is to switch to 0 here and fight this mini-boss. So this is the only mini-boss that 0 is allowed to fight, and it's in this stage for some reason, and it's this flying mosquito thing. 0, it comes crashing down, and back home for repairs. Ooh, this is a little scary. It's okay, he's gonna dump his charges. Okay, there we go. 0's got to go back home for some repairs, but X comes down. See what was up. 0 says, I can't go on, take my saber. And we have unlocked the most OP weapon in the game. Made even more OP by the fact that this is any percent. And you can do a low-level charge. That up is the elevator, a slow-moving snail elevator. Khanster's going to be going for the skip, the infamous elevator skip. Looking good so far. Dude, hell yeah! That was clean. It's a really tough trick. They're forgetting that. The only good thing, Volt Korrigile appears if you destroy Vile. This is what I had said earlier during the Vile fight. Yeah, if you don't kill Vile, it will appear as if he's already been through the stage, and like a bunch of the walls in the background all smashed up. So instead, oh, we got the refights. The Saber 2 is we don't have to be at full health to use it. Boom, there's Hornet, down, easy. Any percent is particularly cool, I feel like, because of the fact that all you need is the low-level charge there to start using your saber. So we're going to be going for a quick kill here. That's it, very nice. That shows off another thing about the saber that actually starts from behind X as he's pulling it out. So you saw there he could turn around and hit him with the saber still. So yeah, Seahorse has some glitched iframes, and that's what Khanster was abusing there. The ice shot that Seahorse will come down and he'll have like a brief moment where his iframes reset, and so when you shoot a saber in, or when you slash the saber into him during that time, his health drains instantly. Each one of these saber hits does 16 damage. So imagine doing 16 damage every single frame. Obviously, Seahorse didn't stand a chance. Start taking a couple hits there from Catfish. Not a big deal though, really. Soul that you teleport on top of after each boss fight has a chance to drop health if you shoot into it. Hopefully we don't see any rainbows from Beat Boot here. That would be unfortunate. Well, we don't get the first one, that's good. Oh. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, he tried to go for the swag back hit, but was a little too far away. That's okay. And try for some health here. Only gets an ammo drop. Ooh, gets the big health though. Very nice. So Rhino actually has his moves this time. He's got that move where he shoots all his drills, his shoulder, and his gun there. But since we have the saber, really no match against that. And so this will look just like the seahorse fight. This one's a little easier to execute. Same thing. Crawfish has some glitched iframes. Throw a saber into him and he dies instantly. And I believe Khanster has one refight left. Pretty sure. Yep. Tiger is probably the hardest refight, I would say. There's just a lot of things that Tiger can do to mess up your sabers. Be a little hard to react to. He gets a jump there, and then he stays and shoots Ray Splasher. Comes back down. That's not that bad of a pattern, and Khanster got him good. So, refight's down. Going into the final boss fight, right? That's how Mega Man games go. Do the 8 boss refight, and then it's final boss. We're gonna have our final showdown with Dr. Doppler, the one and only, and causing us all this trouble so far. Dr. Doppler has a regenerating health move here, so you just bait that out to start. And there he goes. Done deal. Dr. Doppler down. So that's it, right? GG. Good job, Khanster. Teleporting away. Wait, what? There's more game. Oh no. Sigma in the background. Khanster setting himself up for a saber gap jump there, unfortunately. Does not get it. This gets the first saber, gets the cancel. Jumps up again, taps him on the head with the saber again. Nice first phase here. Oh, coming up is the actual final boss fight. The Big Sig himself. His first saber, nice. He's gonna take a D boost. Ooh! Sigma flies away too quickly. Get in there, hit that saber. Okay, he's got it. So, Khanster has defeated the Sigma. But there's one last little section here before the game ends, and that is this climb. Sigma virus appears, wants to take down X with him. Some lava coming up. The lava, thankfully, only does like 1 damage per hit. But it can be a little scary if you keep taking hits from it. Looks like Khanster is good to go. Throwing some lag acid. And time coming up here. 6:52. GG, Khanster. Nicely done. And good luck to you on your Turtles in Time run coming up. I think I'm going to throw it over to Azuma here in just a second. But yep, this is the ending here. Dr. Doppler comes down and makes amends, saves the day. And X escapes.